Welcome back to another video. So in today's video I'll be giving my trading 2-on-2 investment portfolio update. Just going over what stocks I've bought, any stocks that I've sold, any sort of new strategies implemented over the last couple of weeks. So it's been a bit of an interesting month really, so got quite a few things to talk about today, so we'll get straight into it now. So the portfolio currently stands at £3,542.83. So I'm currently down £122 or 3.35%. So we can see in the last week it has been a climb back up. So we started this time last week, it was on, so I was down on £505 this time last week, and it started getting better mainly around the Tuesday mark. Had a big shoot back up, and just since then we've seen that similar pattern of sort of straight line, then a big jump back up, and it's just continuously been sort of going back up. So if you did take advantage of the market dip over the last probably 3 weeks now, then well done. If you just hold it out, and that's also good. So either way, just keep your stocks in the market. Just invest in good companies that obviously over time will grow back up. So the first stock on the list is Apple. So you can see Apple, I'm down just over 5% with Apple at the moment. The FX fee has been slightly high as well at the moment, but so £46 in actual gain in actual like stocks, but with the FX fee added on, it's £52. Again, I've managed to add a little bit more of Apple recently. So I bought 3 shares. This was before the main dip for $130. That was on the 19th of Feb. And since then I bought another 2 more shares for £85, and £86. I'm just trying to average in on this position, as it's obviously this stock, you can see there it's had quite a bit of a dip, but anytime Apple has dips they'll usually have a nice rise to suit. So one, I'm not worried about for the long term. Apple will be around for a long time, and this stock is the highest position I have in my portfolio currently. Although there was fears that tech stocks would sort of struggle at the moment, but I don't believe tech stocks will struggle. I think tech's a major player in any industries these days. So as Apple, the first stock in the year, they're still up 77.19%, which you can't really argue at even with this dip. So you can see on the line, the dotted line is my average cost, so around about that mark. So I'm still just slightly below that at the moment, but I do believe Apple will recover very, very shortly. Then the next stock on the list we have is Therapeutics. This stock has been performing well, especially in the last week. They're up a massive 50% in the last week. It's a stock that I did buy in around this, obviously this mark here, and it's going to rise all the way up to £4.33, which at that point I could have considered cashing out, but I'm a big fan of this company. They're sort of creating nasal sprays and cancer treatments, so it's quite an ethically good company to invest in as well. And then when I saw this dip I was like, oh no, but again I bought in a couple more shares of this stock, and since then they've managed to rise back up again, so I'm up 73% with this stock, or £53.19. It's not, anytime I'll sort of see it dip down again, I'll probably throw a bit of cash into it. It's not an expensive stock. My average cost is £1.33, so obviously I'll be a bit higher than that now because the stock's gone up, but not by much. Next, there's another stock, Bionano Genomics. Obviously I've done videos on this stock in the past. Again, they've had another great week this week, up 38%. And up over 1,000% in the last 3 months. Absolutely ridiculous growth. If you bought this stock around this price, then fair play to you, because you'll be on quite a bit more money than that now. But myself, obviously, I bought in around the $8 mark, so I'm slightly just above that again now. Although it did go up to $15. The price target for this stock is around $15, but don't be surprised to see it blow past that. So 17% up with Bionano Genomics, or £47.62. I was in the £100 plus range up at one point, but obviously with the dip it's gone down, but still gains nevertheless. Then next is the iShares Electrical Vehicles ETF. This is one for the long term as well. Obviously electric vehicles are going to be becoming ever prominent in the society. Up obviously massive 118% in the last year, quite good. I'm up obviously ever so slightly with this at the moment, just 0.06%. As I said, long-term hold this one, electric cars of the future. Another ETF. This ETF has been actually getting quite crushed a lot recently. It's the iShares Global Clean Energy ETF. You can see in the last month they're down 17%. But you can see we started seeing like a slight pullback. They did get down all the way down to £8.94, and this is, as well as Apple, another stock that I've probably put a bit more of my money into recently, trying to get that dip, because I do believe in clean energy, and also, again, it's a one for the future, the next 10, 15, 20 years. This stock will be a lot higher than it is, ETF will be a lot higher than it is now, so I'm down 11%. It was much worse than that at one point. I was down around more to the 15-20% mark with this stock. So we'll just take a quick look at the history. So I bought 11 shares on the 5th of March. Well, actually, if you want to look at it, 2 separate buys, so 13 shares on one day in March. So the average cost was £9 for that, £9.11 for that one, and this one £9.57. So when I did see go below the £10 mark, I was obviously going to buy some more of that. They've had quite a good run, obviously, in the last year, as you can see. Still up 136%, even with this dip we've seen recently. And my average price is somewhere around here, so around the halfway mark between what it is now and what it was at its peak. So hopefully, I do think in the next either a month or 2 months, it'll be back up to this point that we saw. So that's obviously a good sign. So that's iShares Global Clean Energy ETF. Next up is another long-term hold, which is Microsoft. This company hasn't really been struggling too much, down just a couple of percent in the last month, as everything's been down really in the last 30 days or so. But I'm still up 2.7% in this investment. Another long-term hold, Microsoft, obviously massive company. As you can see, over $1 trillion market cap. This will be one I'll be just looking to add in over time. If I do see any dips, I'll be sort of taking advantage of that. So that's Microsoft. So just the 3 shares currently. Then next is another stock in my long-term holdings, which is Nike. Obviously, I'm a big consumer of Nike myself. Look, great company. It's been around for a long time already. Again, this stock hasn't really struggled in the last month, just down 1.63%. So with my 3 shares, I'm down just over 1%, so nothing too major. FX fees actually positive on this one. This will be, again, just a stock I'll be trying to add in over time. Not really taking advantage, not really looking to add in at dips. Just like with the other stocks, it's quite hard to time these dips and have the cash on hand a lot of the time to buy them. But I'll just be adding to this position as the future goes on. So next is one Sundial Growers. This was sort of a bit of a speculative play on my part when I bought it initially. And I said in the last video, don't get greedy with these stocks. If you get up to this point where, obviously, my average buy was here, so around the $1 mark, and it got all the way up to just under $3, and I was in profit around 200 something pounds. I can't remember what it was exactly. And at that point, I probably really should have took more gains, to be honest, or at least my initial investment maybe, I'm not sure. But I thought, no, see what else I can get out of it, and then boom, all the way back down to the $1 mark. So I'm slightly in profit now of £21. I do believe if this stock gains a bit more traction again, it could get back up to that point. And if it does, I will consider definitely selling this time. So you got to learn from your mistakes. Don't get greedy when investing in these sort of speculative penny stocks. They aren't for everyone as well. So I'll have a portion of my money in these sort of stocks. So that's SNDL, Sundial Growers. And then the final stock on the list is Tesla. Tesla's had quite a rough month as well, really, down 13%. But again, we've seen a little pullback here. So if this is a stock I wish I did have a lot of money to try and throw into, but it's a really expensive stock. So they went down to the $563 mark, which is an absolute steal. So sort of pulled back up to just under $700 now. I'm down £113 or 18.44%. Another long-term hold, obviously, Tesla. Anytime if I can get a decent amount of money available, I'll be investing in stock. So if you've bought at this point now, then that's your future self will be thanking you. Let me put it that way. So that's the stocks. I'll just go. Obviously, I've talked about what stocks I've bought. I'll go over now in the history so you can see my orders and what I've sold recently. So we'll take a look at that now. We'll just take a look at the March orders, really, because I think my last portfolio update was end of March. I'm not sure if it was early March, end of February. So we'll just take a look at March. So Sulmacaster Maritime shares, that was basically to fund buy more Apple shares and any other shares that I was down in. So Bionano Apple on that day, I used the money from that. And I sold my Global Star shares, which funded more Apple buys, and iShares Global Clean Energy. These are 2 sort of penny stocks. So it is kind of good to have these penny stocks, especially if you're in a bit of profit with them still. You can sell and buy into your good stocks who are down at the moment when the market's sort of having a mini correction. So a few buys and sells on that day. And then I last bought a couple more shares of Therapeutics on the 9th of March. So nothing too major. Just bought a couple of Apple and iShares Global Clean Energy. They're my two highest positions. So when I saw their dips, I thought it'd be a good chance to add back into them. So that is pretty much it for the portfolio update today, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'll also leave a trading 212 link if you want to sign up. You get a free stock when you create an account and deposit some money. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe as well. Help get these videos boosted out to more people. On that note, I'm going to leave you to it. Take care. Bye.